are struggling. So I'm turning on recording now. Okay, so I can share that with all of you later on. All right, so this is a text. This is paper 1123, reading paper. And this is the insert that you have in. Okay, text A says where it all began. And on the basis of the text A, you have to answer question number one and two. Please confirm if you can see my screen and the voice is clear. All right.
Send अगर आप से अगर
Okay,
आप
okay,
नहीं आ
okay,
रही
okay, okay. All right. I will share that in the group too. ठीक है जी. So the text says, this text we have also done in the class already, but I'm just going to share a candidate response so that you can understand how to answer questions. Okay? In this extract, a story set a long time in Italy. The writer has just started as a kitchen worker in Grand Palace. One of his duties is to transport heavy blocks of ice from the ice house in the palace gardens to the kitchen. ठीक है तो ये this is a preamble. All right. I have told you multiple times it's very much important to read preambles because they help you to understand the context of the story. Okay, what is the story all about? Okay. So if you skip preamble, then things might be difficult for you. Things might be difficult for you. Okay. So
सर बाबर
similar
सर
kind
हमको
of
लिखना तो नहीं है ना सर
जी जी
लिखना तो नहीं है ना सर सुनना ना
लिखना है ना लिखना है आपने आंसर्स बाद में ठीक है Okay. Similarly, kind of pattern of a narrative you'll get in a paper with short paragraphs, with longer paragraphs. ठीक है थोड़ा सा उसमें there will be multiple. There's going to be a non-linear narrative. Okay. So you should know that how to understand our story and then respond accordingly. Okay. So the first paragraph. This first thing first, you have to remember that this is a non-linear narrative. So let me ask you, what is a non-linear narrative? We have talked about it quite often in the classroom. Non-linear narrative. What is a non-linear narrative? Gee, anyone can tell me. What is a non-linear narrative? Okay, I got a message in chat window. It is not in sequence. Yes, all right. It is not in sequence. That's true, Ali. Okay. So there are events in the story. There are multiple events in the story. Okay, and that those happen um at multiple time. Okay, there's one more message in the window. Let me check that. What is it saying? Okay. All right. Anyway, so it's starting off with this. The first time I did this, the curiosity of playing with the frozen slabs, of seeing how they slid away from me like eels, and how I could ride them down the slope, or best of all, shoot them at the kitchen wall from a distance and watch them shatter into jewel like shards, enchanted me so much that, in a state of childish enthusiasm, I neglected my other duties. ठीक है So ये question आपका when we look at the question paper here ठीक है So the first question was from paragraph right no, I'm on question E. So it says in paragraph 1, what did the writer enjoy the most about moving the ice blocks the first time he did this? ठीक है This sample candidate response will help you to understand that how to answer questions, comprehension questions. ठीक है So the question 1A is asking you, what did the writer enjoy the most about moving the ice blocks at the first time he did this? So the answer is written here. Shooting the ice block at the kitchen wall from a distance and watching them shatter like like into the jewel-like shards. This is the answer, right answer. If students who has written something that he shoot the ice blocks like eel from one side to another, then that is going to be incorrect because the question is did he enjoy the most? So in the paragraph, it's clearly written in paragraph 1. I'll highlight for you. All right. So what did he enjoy the most? So it's written right here. So for question number 1, you can always lift answer from the text. Okay. So I'm just going to highlight it. So this is the answer. And you can see answer has been picked up as it is. He has lifted the answer. So for question number 1, lifting is allowed. You don't need to write it in your own words. Okay? As long if there is written that using your own words explain, in that case only you will be writing in your own words. ठीक है? So he enjoyed the most shoot them at the kitchen wall from a distance and watch them shatter into jewel-like shards. All right, so this is the answer for question number 1. Now let's look at question number 2. It says now this question is asking you to use your own words. So now you will be using your own words only. Explain what the text means by I neglected my other duties. Okay. Now there are this is of 2 marks, and there are two words that you have to look into: neglected and other duties. Okay. So the answer is going to like he carelessly forgot about and did not acknowledge or complete the other task of his jobs. ठीक है? All right. So he carelessly forgot about and did not uh, acknowledge or complete either can come the other task of his job. ठीक है? So answering this way has helped candidate to earn 2 marks because he has actually translated the word neglected and other duties also, other tasks. जी सर नोआ नहीं आया तो नहीं आया तो क्या करें फिर अब नहीं आया बेटा लेट्स कॉन्सेंट्रेट ऑन द क्लास प्लीज ठीक है उसके बाद पैराग्राफ 3 सी है क्वेश्चन इन पैराग्राफ 3 हाउ डिड द राइटर फील एट फर्स्ट about being in the ice house how is he feeling being at the ice house Ali can you read paragraph 3 I'll need to put that up on the screen this is the one
He took me to the ice house and ushered me
ushered
in,
me
ushered me in, apparently closing the door tight shut behind me inside, in pleasant contrast to the stifling heat outside. It was the temperature at which water becomes ice. Initially, though dressed in a thin shirt and short breeches, I stood congratulating myself on avoiding the task of cleaning up. After a few minutes, I began to shiver. The cold felt like a flame. A few more minutes, and I was shaking from the searing cold. My confidence crumbled. Feebly, I leant against the door, which surprisingly swung open to reveal Ahmed waiting patiently outside.
so reading this paragraph what could we understand and how did the writer feel okay at first now question is at first all right so and the question is I'm just going to put up the question here all right it says in paragraph 3 how did the writer feel at first you can also see that student has also underlined the word underlined that important information in the text. It's not about the feeling later, it's about feeling at first. Okay. So, what often students do, they mix the feeling, all right? So, they might not write something that what he did feel at the beginning, but they might write what did he feel overall. Okay. So, it's very much important to understand and decode question. So, it says feel at first. Okay. So, you just only have to write about what did he feel at first. Okay. About being in the ice house. So, so as it is evident in the text here, which Ali has just read, he said, "At first, I was relieved." All right. He took me into the house, apparently closing the door shut tight behind me, inside me, in pleasant contrast to the stifling heat. I was in inside in pleasant contrast to the stifling heat outside. It was a temperature at which water becomes icy. Initially, though dressed in a thin shirt and short breeches, I stood congratulating myself. So he felt actually happy. He felt contented that okay, it's good. I'm actually avoiding the heat. Now I'm back in the and I won't have to do work. Right. Now let's see how the response has been written. It says writer's feeling. You'll get 1 mark for writer's feeling and 2 mark for details. Okay. So content with the cold and relieved and proud of himself. All right. In this question, you don't have to copy, the feelings. Feelings has to be written in your own words. Okay. And I told you in 1123, there are 9 marks altogether for feelings. Questions related to feelings, and that's why I've shared vocabulary related to feelings and emotions with you, which you have to go through so that you can understand different kind of feelings that characters go through, or we as human go through as we experience anything. So now, 1 mark will be given once you write feelings here. All right. So it says content. Okay. Content with cold and relieved and proud of himself. Now, look at the details. Inside is pleasant contrast to the stifling heat outside. It was a temperature at which the water becomes ice. So this is a detail which is telling us, and this detail has been actually um, taken from the text as it is. ठीक है ये देखिए we can see that it's written in the text. So details के लिए you can copy it, for the feeling it has to be in your own words. So so this is the one that is here. Write as it is. Lift कर लें इसको. You need to lift it. Lift the question statement from the for the details, and then write it down there. Initially, though he dressed in a thin shirt and short breeches, I stood congratulating myself on avoiding the task of cleaning up. Okay. So two details were required related to the feeling. What did he feel? And that's it. Okay. See if we can see statement 4. So the candidate demonstrate demonstrates understanding of writer's feeling with content relieved is correct, but it is unnecessary since a single feeling is required. So proud is incorrect, but it doesn't not negate the correct answer. Okay, so you just need to write down one feeling. So you can write down one feeling. That's it. Okay. Now let's look at question number D. Talib, can you read question D, please? Talib, are you there? जी जी
जी जी
जी जी, प्लीज पढ़ें. रीड क्वेश्चन डी.
explain what the was explain what the writer was thinking when he leaned against the door and it surprisingly swung open.
Very nice. All right, now we can see this question here. It says, explain what the writer was thinking when he leaned against the door and it surprisingly swung open. ठीक है, line 13 14 में this you can find the answer of this one. All right, here. So it says, I leaned against the door, which surprisingly swung open to reveal Ahmed waiting patiently outside. Okay. So, what he was thinking when he was actually leaning against the door and it surprisingly swung open. Imagine you are standing at a door, or rather leaning at a classroom door, and अचानक से वो खुल जाता है. तो what would you be thinking? All right. And he before that also he had been locked inside. All right, so the answer is here. He thought he had been locked and trapped in the prickling cold and was not expecting the door to be left open. So surprise tha, all right, and then it opened, all right, and he wasn't expecting it will. It was surprising for him, and he was not expecting that it's going to open so um, you know abruptly or instantly. Okay, and he saw his master standing right up there. Okay, so you get mark for here from here as well. So let's look at the candidate saying the candidate correctly infers what the writer was thinking and offers alternative answer. He thought he was logged in and he was trapped, and he did not expect the door to be left open. Okay, that is correct. All right. Obviously, he had been locked by his master. Okay, and now the cold was actually torturing him. Um, initially, what he felt. Initially we can see that he felt relieved that okay, I'm avoiding the stifling heat. Now I'm in a cold room. All right. Though he was wearing a thin shirt and short breeches, and he said, "Oh, okay, fine. At least temperature is better." But later on, when the cold began to pierce through his bones or begin to become more harsh, then he felt it severe, all right, and that's why he was leaning against the door, and he thought his master has actually locked him inside. Okay, so this question is to do with implicit skill, where you interact with the text and you try to understand what the character is going through. Okay, now let's move on towards question 2, 1E. 1E is usually 1E and 1F are the kind of questions where students get straight away marks because the question is easily picked, answers are easily picked from the lines, and as it is, they have to be put up here. It says from paragraph 5, identify two techniques used by the palace kitchen cooks that a writer thought could be useful to improve the flavor of the ice he is making with Ahmed. Two techniques, and both techniques you have to write in bullets. You don't need to write full phrases. You can write full sentences. Okay, so you can write short phrases as well. Okay, so two techniques used by the palace kitchen cooks that the writer thought could be useful to improve the flavor of the ices he's making with Ahmed. Okay, so let's look at paragraph 5, and then you will have to tell me what are the two techniques that are used by the kitchen palace people. I never again played with the ice. Hassan, can you read this paragraph, please? Paragraph 5.
Yes, sir. Each each night, exhausted, I crawled into the kitchen to sleep next to the huge open fireplace. The cooks used to roast meats. The cooks grew used to me. I watched them as they worked, observing how they pureed fruits to intensify the flavors, how they extracted the perfumes of flowers to flavor creams and liqueurs. But when I suggested to Ahmed that we could use these techniques, he waved me away. We're engineers, not cooks, he would proclaim. Cooking is women's business. We know the secrets of ice.
Okay, now what are two techniques that are used by the palace cooks? Hassan, can you pick up from this paragraph? What are the two techniques that are being actually used by palace kitchen cooks? Hmm?
They pureed fruits to intensify the flavors.
Good.
And they extracted the perfumes of flowers to flavor creams and liqueurs.
All right.
Sir, Babar, sir, class कितने बजे over है sir आज?
G,
Sir, class कितने बजे over है sir आज?
40 पे, 10:40. Okay. Okay, now let's look at the answer here. All right. Exact lifting is required for this question. See, puring fruits to intensify the flavors, extracting the perfumes of flowers to flavor creams and liquors. That's it. 2 marks straight away. Now, it says, question 1F says, give 2 reasons why the secrets of ice had remained known to few. ठीक है why secrets of ice had remained this question also helps students to get marks very easily because it's a straightforward answer. So you have to give 2 reasons why the secrets of ice had remained known to few, why it's not known to many people. All right, so we'll look at line 22 and then we'll see how this answer can come up. All right, so this line would come here. So for this one, we will be reading this entire section till here. All right. So, okay. Talib, please read this one. Indeed.
Indeed, these were ancient secrets known to few, passed within two families who supplied frozen ices to the royal court. Some of this knowledge was contained in stained
Hmm.
leather-bound notebooks, but most was kept only in Ahmed's head in a set of rules he had no desire to question.
Okay. Now, Abhay, why the secrets were passed to a few families only? All right. Why very few people knew about the secrets? So, what is the reason written over here? It's a 2 mark question, so you have to write 2 reasons why the secret was, known to a few people only. All right, so let me see who else is there. Fatima, can you answer this one? Why secret was, known to few people only?
It was only passed down within two families.
Mm-hmm. Why? What's the reason behind it? Known to few. Why was it known to a few
I
only?
don't,
This is the answers on these 2 lines, the ones I have actually highlighted with blue.
because they were stored in the notebooks that only the two families
That's
had.
right. Yes. Okay. So instead of bullets, would it be correct to write in the form of firstly and secondly? For which question are you saying? हसान कौन से क्वेश्चन के लिए कह रहे हैं आप बुलेट में लिखें या फिर राइट अ क्वेश्चन where bullet has been given you have to write in bullet. Okay. You can write in firstly and secondly as well. There's no harm. All right. But for the question where the bullets are given, for example, for question 1E, 2 bullets are given. So you can write down answer in the bullets. Okay. See, these bullets will be given the
Okay,
paper to you. All right. So you have to follow these bullets, right? For like 1F, you can write down firstly, secondly if you want. Otherwise, you can go with phrasing. The old secrets had been passed on within families.
okay,
Most
sir.
secrets were locked away in Ahmed's memory. All right. This is the answer. Most of the were either locked in his memory or even if you have written that they were in a stained leather book. That is correct. Okay. So now,
Okay, sir.
yeah, now we'll move towards question 1G. This is how question 1G will be set every time. They will ask you what reason, okay, they might ask you about the problem, what did you face, or they might ask you, G will always be in 2 parts, G1 and G2. So it says in paragraph 7, writer asked Ahmed what the ices they made tasted like. All right. And what reason did the writer give Ahmed for wanting to know? Okay. So we'll read paragraph 7 and then we'll see uh, how this question has been set out. Okay. So what reason did the Ahmed give for wanting to know? Paragraph 7, the writer asked Ahmed what the ices they made like. So let's read paragraph 7 first and then we'll look at the question. Yes. All right. So there we go. Is Noah here? Noah or maybe Anish? Ibrahim Yasir, please read paragraph 7. Ibrahim Yasir, please read paragraph 7. Are you there? All right. Ibrahim Yasir is not responding. So we will go towards Fatima to read paragraph 7, please.
I had been working for Ahmed almost 2 years before I dared to ask what the ices he made tasted like. What does the taste matter to you, child? Answered Ahmed. Sir, I've seen how the cooks try their dishes as they make them. I think I'll understand better how to make these ices if I know how they are meant to taste. We were making an ice flavored with a tempting syrup of small sweet oranges. Very well, Ahmed said casually. Try some.
All right. Can you understand that you know the tone of Ahmed, all right? Tone of the master of the writer. Okay. Do you find it encouraging? Is his tone encouraging? Or is his tone, slightly rude? Or does that show that he is not interested to disclose the secret recipe with his disciple or with his apprentice or with his students? Let's make it easier. All right. So, what do you understand with the tone of the master Ahmed? Ali Zishan, can you answer this one? Gee, what I asked something from Ali Azim. All right, Ali Azim might have written in the chat window. Okay, let me just check it. Frustrating tone. Okay, good. All right. Okay, so let's go back to the question now. All right, because it's also very much important for you to understand the dialogues that are there in the narrative because they will help you to understand the relationship between of characters. All right. And then since the questions are also set related to the feelings, okay, so we'll move towards this question here, right? So it says, okay, the writer asked Ahmed what the ices they made tasted like. What reason did the writer give Ahmed for wanting to know? So it's very simple. He was curious to know what the taste, what was the method. All right, to increase his understanding of the matter to make the ice. That was the reason why the writer was asking Ahmed, do you know what the taste of ice looked like? What the it taste, what do they tasted like? Okay. Now, second one was just the real reason the writer was asking about the taste of ice. So, uh, so the answer is curiosity, as he was what was so good about the ice, he wanted to taste them. Okay. Then we will look at question number 1H. All right. So today we'll be able to do question 1 only. And in tomorrow's class, we'll be doing question 2, which is of 9 marks. Okay. So explain using your own words what the writer's feeling, right? Writer's different feelings and opinions about
सर
Ahmed. Riji Hassan.
सर वो
सर मैंने पूछना है कि
हदीस का
पॉइंट फाइव
मैसेज आया
की
उसको
मार्किंग
क्लास के
होती है।
अंदर ले लें।
एक बंदा बोले, दो बंदे बोल रहे हैं। जी जी बोले हसन।
सर हदीत कह
सर
रहा है
मैं
कि मुझे क्लास के अंदर ले लें पूरा पूरा।
सर मैं पूछ रहा हूँ पॉइंट फाइव की मार्किंग होती है इंग्लिश में।
नहीं जी बिल्कुल, देयर इज नो पॉइंट फॉर मार्किंग। Fractional marking Cambridge में there's no fractional marking in Cambridge. Either you get a mark or either you don't get a mark. Okay, there's no point five.
ओके सर,
ठीक है।
थैंक यू।
All right. Okay जी, जो हदीद वाली बात है वो बाद में करते हैं बेटा, ठीक है। हदीद ऑलरेडी क्लास के अंदर है और आप उसके एडवोकेट ना बने, ठीक है। if there is any problem that he is facing, he can text me on my phone. Okay, so
और
question
ये
1H says explain using your own words the writer's different feelings and opinions about Ahmad while he was working for him. Now, this question is of 3 marks, and you have to tell about the different feelings that he's facing, he's feeling, right? So, writer's different feelings and opinion about Ahmad. Now, you have to talk about feelings and opinions. Mostly, this question is always only set for feelings, so they do not add opinions. But in this paper, they have added opinion also. Okay? So over here, when you tell about a feeling, then you have to quote from the text to support that feeling. Okay, all right. Now let's look at the question here, answer here. So you have to give 3 details from anywhere the text to support your answer. So normally what I recommend to students that add a feeling from the middle, add one feeling from the beginning, one from the middle, and one from the end. This way you will cover all the feelings and always pick unique feelings or different kind of feelings. हर दफा ये नहीं कहना कि he was happy. He was happy to do it. He was all right. He was feeling sad. All right. So always pick different feelings that the can the character goes through. So it says the writer realized that he was simply a worker to Ahmad, a relationship of two workers lacking care or empathy. Since he said to him, I was simply a worker. So there was no empathy between his master and him. All right. And he also felt inferior to Ahmed. All right. Feeling Ahmed maintained by withholding knowledge from him. All right. इससे क्या लगा कि he was also feeling inferior when he asked questions. So like I asked you this before, that don't you think that the tone of the master Ahmed is quite ironic, sarcastic, or disrespectful? Then answer Ali Azim gave earlier that he said it was quite a frustrating tone. Okay. He said to ensure that I would always know less than he did. Now, the writer believed that Ahmad to be a cold and strict man, never failing to remind him of how he lagged. He was taunting me, of course. He knew I could not read. See? So different kind of feelings will help you to get marks. तो जो लोग बच्चे कहते हैं कि जी सर वो इंग्लिश में we can't get full marks here. Now you can see this candidate has got 15 out of 16 in question 1. It is very much doable. All you need to do is you need to understand different kind of styles in the paper and how to attempt question with a technique. You can't go without technique. All right. So if you have any question related to question number 1, how to attempt different parts, you can drop me a message. We will also be doing one more exercise related to it in upcoming days. But tomorrow we'll be doing question number 2 of the same text. Okay. So if you have any question, you're more than welcome to ask before I say goodbye and dismiss the class. I have the recording with me. Take care. All right, so I'll share the link in the class group. All right. Tomorrow we do not have face-to-face class. We'll have online class. Tomorrow is Friday, but on Saturday we have face-to-face 2 hour class. So you have to bring your resource pack. That class is from 10 till 12.